How to Train Your Mind to Achieve Success 2 by Tracy. Managers who continually praise and encourage their people build high self-esteem in them. This high self-esteem is demonstrated in optimism, energy, creativity, cooperation, and commitment. It is the hardest ingredient of all to build and maintain, but people who like and respect themselves as part of a first-class team become a powerful force in a competitive marketplace. They become a victory just looking for a place to happen. A company, organization, department, division, or work for a team or family with a positive self-concept is one in which people feel terrific about themselves. Creating such a group is the highest of management. It is the supreme skill of the individual in society. With a high, positive self-concept, people are more productive, more resilient, more confident, and happier than they could ever be without it. With this kind of turn or family, you can do wonderful things. You can fulfill your potential as you help others to fulfill theirs. Life's greatest threat. The greatest problem of human life is fear. It is fear that robs us of happiness. It is fear that causes us to settle for far less than we are capable of. It is fear that is the root cause of negative emotions, unhappiness, and problems in human relationships. The only good thing about fear, if there is anything good, is that it is learned, and because of this, it can be unlearned. The fear of failure and the fear of rejection are learned responses, programmed into you before the age of 6. These fears usually set the upper and lower limits of your comfort zone. Because of them, you do enough not to be criticized or rejected on the low side, and you stay well within your limits so you can avoid risk or failure on the high side. Once you've slipped into your comfort zone, you stay there, attempting to avoid any feeling of fear or anxiety. Your fears hold you back from most of what is possible for you. The opposite of fear is love, starting with self-love or self-esteem. There is an inverse or opposite relationship between self-esteem and fears of all kinds. The more you like yourself, the less you fear failure and rejection. The more you like yourself, the more willing you are to reach out and take the risks that will lead you on to success and happiness. The more you like yourself, the more willing you are to take the actions that propel you out of your comfort zone and toward the achievement of your real goals and desires. You begin the process of raising your self-esteem and overriding your fears by repeating the powerful words, "I like myself. I like myself. I like myself," over and over. Stand off each day by repeating "I like myself" 50 or 100 times until the words penetrate your subconscious mind. You will soon see and feel the difference in your self-confidence, your competence, and your relationships with others. You will start to feel wonderful about yourself. Programming your mind for success. Because of your self-concept, you become what you think about. Most of the time, your dominant thoughts and aspirations become your reality. The things you think about, and the way you think about them, determine your levels of health, wealth, and happiness in every area of your life. You can tell how much you really want anything by how willing you are to discipline your thinking in such a way that you keep your mind on only the things you want, and off of the things you don't want. You have created your life today by all of your previous thinking. You are where you are and what you are because of yourself. You can change your future at any time by taking control of your conscious mind from this point forward. You can make your life into something wonderful, an experience of freedom, joy, health, happiness, and prosperity simply by deciding to do so, and by refusing to entertain any contradictory thoughts at the same time. It's up to you. Because of the nature of your multidimensional mind, you can rewrite your master program by deliberately bombarding your mind with a series of messages, framed in different ways and cornering from several directions. If you wanted to become physically fit, you would do exercises that engaged your whole body. If you want to become mentally fit, positive, and healthy, you ensure that the messages coming into your conscious mind are consistent with the ideal life you want to live. This change in the person you are, so you can enjoy the life you really want, is not easy. It has taken you your whole life to get to where you are today, with your current state of mind. It will take considerable effort on your part to change. Fortunately, it's worth it, and the results you get will be both rapid and out of all proportion to the effort you put in.
Homeostasis. To achieve different results, you must become a different person. You must change your goals and ideals for yourself and develop a new self-image. By the law of correspondence, your outer world will reflect your inner world. You must become a new person on the inside to permanently experience the good you desire on the outside. The first and for most people, the most difficult obstacle you will face is within yourself. It is your unconscious striving to remain consistent with what you've said and done in the past that holds you back. This homeostatic impulse is another 10 for your comfort zone. It is your unconscious tendency to be drawn irresistibly toward doing what you've always done. This inability to break free of the tentacles of the past is the reason most people accomplish far less than they are capable of and remain unfulfilled and dissatisfied for most of their lives. Homeostasis is neither good nor bad. It is a natural mechanism built into you as part of your standard equipment to enable you to function automatically in a great number of areas. This mechanism keeps your body at 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. It maintains chemical balance in your billions of cells and governs your autonomic nervous system. It is indispensable to the proper physical functioning of your body. Whenever you think, say, or do something contrary to your current habits, your homeostatic impulse attempts to pull you back into your comfort zone by making you feel uncomfortable and uneasy. Because you always move from discomfort toward comfort, you tend to move back toward what you're comfortable doing and move away from things that are new and challenging. This is quite normal. Doing something different from what you're accustomed to makes you feel tense and uneasy. Even thinking about doing something different can be stressful. Moving out of your comfort zone can be so nerve-wracking, in fact, that most people never do it until they are forced to. Your natural tendency, if you are forced out of your comfort zone, even if you weren't happy in it, is to recreate a new comfort zone similar to the one you just left. You will actually work to recreate a situation you didn't like in the first place. Many people have had the experience of losing a job they didn't like and then going out looking for the identical job somewhere else. I remember losing my job as a dishwasher in the kitchen of a hotel, which was not a great job, and then spending the next few months applying for dishwashing jobs in other hotels. It's vital that you be aware of this homeostatic mechanism. It's nature's way of keeping you consistent with the way you've been in the past. But all growth and progress require you to move out of your comfort zone in the direction of something bigger and better. Greater success and happiness are only possible for you when you are willing to feel awkward and uncomfortable during the process of creating a new comfort zone at a higher level of effectiveness. Beware the siren song of old habits, of the comfort zone, luring you to stay where you are, holding you back from all the great things that are possible for you. You must consciously and deliberately counter the pull of the comfort zone as you move upward and onward toward ever higher levels of accomplishment. Psychosclerosis. The second major obstacle to change is a hardening of the attitudes. This is rooted in fear, as is much of the homeostatic impulse. Psychosclerosis is your natural tendency to fall in love with your own ideas, and then vigorously defend them against anything new. The opposite of psychosclerosis is flexibility, the willingness to consider other points of view, and other ideas, with the very real possibility that you could be wrong. This mental flexibility is the mark of the superior person. The very act of considering all options in a particular situation enables you to see much more of what is possible for you. Instead of using your intelligence to find fault with alternative approaches, you suspend judgment long enough to see if you can't find something beneficial in a different idea, or in a new way of doing things. This approach is essential in mental programming, in changing your mind for the better. A major reason people fail to move forward in life is that they become too rigid and inflexible in their ideas, especially in their ideas about themselves and what is possible for them. They then dwell on all the reasons why something would not work for them, rather than why it would. They act as their own prosecuting attorneys, building the case against themselves, and you as well, if you let them. A major turning point in your thinking comes when you change your language from whether to how. When you start thinking about how you are going to accomplish something you want, and you simultaneously refuse to consider whether it's possible or not, your entire mentality begins to change. Get what you think about most of the time, and if you continually think in terms of how you can achieve it, and the specific actions you can take to move toward it, you are much more likely to be successful in the end.